John Deere, what's up, Randy? You here early? Yeah, just a couple minutes. Trying to get everything straightened up. Look, see what it is in a minute. Let's see.
It's okay.
John Deere said I have a song premiere tonight at 8. All right. I do have to make a video for tonight, so I don't know how things are going to get, but we'll see what we can do. You're not getting none of my cake. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. Showing 2 people, 5 thumbs up. Let's see, John just said watch it when you can. I understand you make it that be awesome, all right? Carlos said, what's up, y'all? Pops and Justin. Get it dawned on him in a minute, Carlo. You're talking to him, he'll say, hey. You can't see in the thing.
I went.
Look right there. That's front door. That's them leaving. It's down there. You have to get it down there.
You don't know where it is. Use your little nose, man. To the left. To the left now, y'all. What open door?
John Deere said, what's up, big boy toys? The hardest way to get it, and that's the way you got it. But hey, you got it. Navy said, that American flag is giving me, okay.
What is it? Give him a little what?
Stiffy.
What?
Carlos said, what's up? Hang up. John Deere said, where's Randy Jr.? He's got to go to his in-laws. They're actually,
What does he do?
I don't think he got it a minute ago. He's actually leaving right now. Jason said, have you watched rugby? No, I have not. Carlos said, Jacob. That is a sport I've never watched. Rugby.
Rugby sucks.
It's like football, ain't it? But real crazy.
Yeah.
About the same type of ball, but I don't think they got as much, what do you call it? Paddings.
They don't have any padding.
That's what I thought. Let's see. Charles says, hi guys. Hello, Elsa Charles. I believe that's Charles is what it is. How you doing? Jason said, you should. It's fun. It does look like it'd be fun. I don't watch much sports anyway, but it does seem like it'd be wild. Navy Marine family says Duck Unlimited. He should have Duck Dynasty.
It's not done. It's not Duck Dynasty.
What is it?
It's
The Nasty's hoodie on.
It's not a Duck Dynasty hoodie, boys.
It's a Duck Unlimited. Duck Unlimited. He should have. Oh, you should have a Duck Dynasty hood on. Jason said, what is your work? Jason, I work for the railroad. I'm a track inspector on the railroad. Charles says, what are you drinking, Pepsi? Jason said, nice. Yeah, I'd much rather be here at the shop, but time will tell. Carlos says, rugby is a meat head moron game.
No need to down them. They some strong dudes though.
Elsa Charles says, Coke, not Pepsi. I like Pepsi. I don't like Coke.
Coke, butter, cheese.
Jason said, it's brutal. Yes, I believe it is brutal. It'd definitely be a contact sport. John just said, drinking coffee. What about you? I'm drinking Pepsi. I only drink coffee in the morning. Navy says, I'm Rocky Navy Blue camouflage, feeling dangerous. Fair winds and follows sea sailors. There you go. Awesome. Does he eat his food or does he get something off the ground? Richard B said, hi, boss. Hello, Richard B. What are you doing over here, boy? John Deere said, what's up, Richard? See, Daryl said, Randy, Justin, Richard. Richard B said, hit the like button. Yes, please. 12 and 9. 12 people, 9 people, 9 thumbs up. Carlos said, what's up, Richard B? Navy said, Pepsi. No, my heart is breaking. You should have Dr. Pepper, brother. I was hooked on Dr. Pepper for a long time. I got off of it and nothing but water and grape juice for over a year. And now, I can drink a Dr. Pepper, but I really don't like it anymore. But I used to drink 2 liters of Dr. Pepper a day. So that used to be my drink of choice, but I can't drink it that much anymore. Daryl said, just walked in. Awesome. Daryl, I just picked up a phone. I did see that I had a video from you, but I have not watched it yet. Sorry. Randy and Addison and Madison and Allie was being here today, and Justin, and we haven't done much of anything on the phones. Just been hanging out and enjoying life. Richard B said, big boys. Then Urban Jungle Products says, hey boss, any tips for Triton 5.4 spark plugs on a 2011 Econ 350? No, I've heard that those 5.4 spark plugs can be a pain in the butt. I've never done one. Carlos said, what's up, Mac? Daryl said, Randy getting Kane in the camera. I want to show Tanya. Come here, Kane. Come here. Come here. Oh, wait a minute. Come here. Come here. Look here. Come here. Hop up here for a second. Ah! So look at there. What? Look at there. Look at there. There you go. He's looking for scraps. Let's see. John Deere said, hi, Daryl. Navy said, my condolence, brother, for your loss. Daryl says, big. Richard B says, Middle Art. And John Deere says, doggone. And yeah, he has been out. He's not been in the crate whatsoever since he's been here. And at 11 o'clock this morning, he was stretched out on Randy's lap asleep. On the side of the couch, sorry. Michael said, well, how you doing, Michael? Lucy says, can't stay long. I have to go in a second, but wanted to say hi really fast and see y'all next time. Bye, SpongeBob and Squidward and the dog, Gary. Hi. Thank you, Lucy, for stopping in. Appreciate it. I know you did. Hit the like button. Thank you. See, Daryl said she lives with him. I might have missed some. I'm trying to look back. Let's see. Richard B said, John, hi. Daniel said, happy Saturday, everyone. Hello, Daniel. Michael says, good.
Good.
Nice dog. Thank you. Daryl said, how did the kids like him? Addie was a little scared of him, but he did very good with him. At first, we kept him in the other room, and then we started letting him out, and once everything kind of calmed down, but he did good with him. He wanted to get up close to the baby, but I don't think he tried to do anything out of the way. He did real good, and they liked him, but like I said, Addie's kind of skittish around him, but it all work out.
Yeah. Look at his little bear.
Yeah. Michael said, hit like, yes, please. Kevin, cute cat, something like that, says hi. Hello, Kevin.
There she goes.
Yeah. Hugh said, hello, Randy. Hello, Team Hugh. Hello, Hugh. Daryl said, Hugh. Hugh said, hello, Kevin. John Deere said, what's up, Grand Pedo Vic? Michael said, hello, Randy. Hugh said, hello, Michael. Daryl said, names are naturally protected of kids. Yes, and that's a good thing, I think. But I was very surprised when I walked in the building this morning. I called his name first, but he come running. He never barked or nothing like that.
He didn't bark at me either.
We did have somebody come today that was part of the family, and Randy's family, and I didn't have him in when he was come in, but then I brought him in after he was in there, and he never bothered him. Hugh said hello, Daryl. Michael said hi. Hugh said hello, Daniel. Pape said, what's up, boss man? Hello, Pape. Carlos said, what's up, Hugh? Hugh said hello, Richard. Kevin showing a bunch of funny faces. Hugh says hello, Lucy. John Deere says you have a good day, Gran. SD said hi, hello. Richard B said, Michael, hi, sup. Carlos showing a bunch of pictures. Hugh said, hello, John Deere. Balls tried, still no text to talk, son, so get on in and give Pop's voice a break. Come on, dude, it's an app. Oh, yeah, Randy was going to check into it, but I like reading. It helps me, and I like to get personalized with everybody. I enjoy it. That's the reason we haven't done it. Hugh says, hello, Navy. Michael says, what name of your dog? It's Kane.
K-A-N-E.
Hank on the trail says, have you restored a square body? We do have Black Betty we're working on. We've not done a restore on it, but we are working on it. John says, hello, and emoji evasion. That's right. Richard B said, Hugh said, that's good. I can't stand a dog that won't shut up. I have one now. John Deere said, where's Joe? Hugh said, hello, Pape. Pape said, how's y'all's night going? Doing great. Hope it is for you. Hugh said, hello, Carlo. Daryl said, be right back. Going to go smoke. All right, Daryl. Trance says, Greenland Vikings versus American Trumpets. Michael says, we don't do politics, just to let you know. Michael says, hi, young fella. How you doing? Might be talking to you.
Gave him away.
Okay. Ryan said, hello, my friends. SD said, hi. Richard said, Pape, hi. Sup. Hugh said, I'm an American Viking. Hugh said, ish. Carlos said, King, a.k.a. Sugar. That's right. Sugar King. Hugh said, hello, Ryan. And right, sugarcane, Lowell. Ryan said, hey, Graham. Stephanie said, who is the one in the back? That's my youngest son, Justin. John Deere said, I got some Viking in my blood, some Irish. Jane said, hey, family. Hello, Jane. Hugh said, English, Irish, Scandal, and German. I don't know what that word is. But Michael said, I'm a birth. Is that birth or Brit? Hugh said, hello, Jane. John Deere said, oh, so good, England blood. Michael said, I'm Irish. Okay. Jane said, hi, Hugh. Pape said, yeah, watching the game. It's halftime now. All right. Flo Key says, hey, guys, love your show. How are you doing this evening? Doing great. Hope you are. Jane said, Justin, a.k.a. Pratt. Jane. John Deere said, hi, Mitchell's just subscribed and autocorrect. Richard B says, I'm a Norwegian Viking. Richard B said, Lowell. Hugh said, cool, Richard B. Stephanie said, let's go Viking. Ryan said, y'all going to do the Blackstone breakfast tomorrow? We plan on it, yes. John Deere says, I love Irish culture. It wouldn't mind being 100% Irish. Hugh said, Mom always said I've had the English heart, right, Irish mouth, and the German temper, and fought like a Viking. Carlos said, you're Irish, God save the king. Richard B said, Grand Pidovic, thumbs up, laughing, whoop. Maria said, what did you do to the members wall? We added the section in the middle, and we added the 3 more names that come on board. And we also did it on the outside. We got a big sign all the way across the top when it's 4x6, and added those 3 names. Let's see. Michael says, young fellow, what age are you? I guess 24. Try 19. Pape said, Justin seems annoyed. I don't know. I believe it's in the air today. I've been like that all day long. I just can't quite.
Haven't wanted to be getting up all day.
It's just, I don't know what, I believe it's the weather. I just can't quite, I didn't get nothing done I wanted to do today, and I got aggravated with my plasma cutter, and it's just been I don't know, and I promise I preach positively, and I've been trying to think about it. Let's see, in Vasam, I don't know how to, Samya, I don't know, I'm English, nice. Stephanie says, I like your photo in the back, thank you. Maria said, he's always annoyed. You said, God made beer to keep the Irish from taking over the world. You said, hello, Maria. Flo Key said, that's great to hear. We are too. Woke up to over 50 subs this morning. Super vertical and across account, and now waiting for the okay from YouTube to start to say that take up 24 hours. Yes, I think mine took like that. They said it could take up 24 hours. It'll probably be tomorrow sometime. That's awesome. Michael said, can you add me to the wall? You have to become a member. It's $4.99 a month, and then you go to the wall. Maria said, is little Randy here? No, he's gone to eat with his in-laws. Conrad said, hello, good evening from Cork, Ireland. Salone, hello. I need to write that down. Cork, Ireland. See if we can find it. Please don't do that. Let's see where we at. Cork. Ireland. Salone. There we go. We do have a members wall right here, and we will find it, put a pin in there for you. Manuel said, yo, what's up, Never Done Projects? You said, been a odd air today. It has. Maria said, hi, Hugh. Carmen said, yo, hello, Carmen.
At least you didn't say your name wrong.
Comrade said, salute freaking Aldo Craig. I know, right? Hugh said, hello, Ireland. Carmen said, truth or dare.
Carmen said that?
I don't believe it's yours. I would just soon be the truth because there's no telling what kind of dare it would come up to be. Maria said, think positive. I've been trying to. I've really not. I don't know what it is today. It's just been one of them crappy days. I don't know, but you're right, Maria. Think positive. I've been trying to. Carlos said, how to piss off an Irish man. Talk about the mozzarella. I don't know how to say that.
Mozzarella?
Archery. Right there. I know what it's saying, but I can't. I know what it
Monarchy?
is. Yeah, that. Michael said, I'm from Temporary Court, fella. All right, let me write that down. There we go. I'll write that down. We'll put a pin in for you. John Deere said, Justin, you better watch the dog who can lick you and give you a mohawk again. Hugh said, or the Englishman. Yeah. Hugh said, Lowell. John Deere said, Mitchell, that's for members only. Where did I just leave? Popeye said, yeah, I understand that. Seems like a Monday sometimes. It does. That's the way I felt all day. Stephanie said, I love your dog. Thank you. Maria said, are you going to have the dog for breakfast live tomorrow? Yes, the dog will be here for breakfast live. Maria said, why you decide to have another dog? I really wasn't in the plans. It was just sent to me, and I liked it. We reached out, and I ended up getting it. That's I really wasn't looking for a dog, but I did want a Great Dane. Cod said, Cod King Boo says, back after a couple weeks off, what's been happening? I don't know how long you've been back, but we've done some updates to the wall and back wall and got a dog, just a few little things. Richard B said, Flo Kings, hi, sub. Woo. Hit the like button, says Richard. Conrad said, it's salute, not salon. I said salute, didn't I? Or am I still saying it wrong? Is it salutes what you're trying to say? Right there.
Oh, no. That's not salute.
What is it?
Slant. I don't know.
I don't know. Put it in your phone. See, I'll figure it out in a minute. Sorry, I'm not trying to say it wrong. My bad. You mean you have a world map? Yeah, you've seen it, Maria. It's right there. Did I say that wrong too?
No.
Flo Key says, we really appreciate all of your support and advice. You are a true inspiration, to say the least. Well, thank you. I try to do good. I really do. And like I said, if I am annoyed tonight, please understand, and I will try to not do anything out of the way. Already? That was ANURAG.
Can you please react to us? Oh,
I'm just
on rag.
on rag. It says and rag. Anyway, can you please react to a song that my band recently released and give me your opinion on it? I mean, I don't mind listening to it. I'm not going to do it right now. If you want to send it to us in the community page or something, I'll be glad to. Manuel says, you're funny. Hugh said, hello, Flo Keys. And Hugh says, monarchy. Monarchy. All right, thank you, Hugh. Ryan said, dogs are the best children, yeah. Popeye said, yeah, always think positive things. Could always be worse. You're 100% right, Popeye. JH says, hi, hello. Said, not feeling the greatest, have a stomach bug or what seems to be a 24-hour stomach bug. I think that's going around. Hope you get to feeling better. Flo Key says, thank you, Richard B. Hugh said, dogs are awesome. I have 3. They have the same feelings we do, love, anger, depression, and all. They love you no matter what. That's right, you. You said hello, JH. Flo Key says hello, Hugh. How are you doing this evening? Fine evening. Stephanie says, I see Justin playing with the dog. Yep. Maria said, who named him? That was the name that he had when we got him. The lady before us, I assume, named him. Richard B says, hi, Ryan. JH says, was the 20th like, hello, Grand Hugh. I said Grand Hugh, but it's Grand Pickford, but it's Hugh. Maria said, what's on the chairs? If it's my chair, it's my coat, my work coat. TRK said, America first. Carlos said, what's up, JH? Michael says, we won a cup, called sport hurdling. We get bet court by 20 points over bar, 1 point in goal, 3 points. Cool. Tigas Biddies says, am here to rip Chewbacca's farts and give bad bitches gravy. Okay. Maria said, you said, well, put a pin on the members wall. Well, did I? Like I said, I'm sorry. Again, I'm not all with it tonight. Sorry about that. I will make mistakes. John Deere said, hey, Randy, God make news, was born lonely and sent you a dog. May God bless you. Thank you. You too, Jacob. Comrade said it's pronounced Sloan Chaw. Sloan Chaw. Sloan? C-H-A. Sloan. Sloan Chaw. In Irish, which means basically cheers. Okay, cool. I'll make it easy. Cheers. Inhumane Society says, I'm embarrassed to be Jewish. Don't ever be embarrassed. We don't talk that stuff, please. Peter said, what's up, huh? Not much. I hope that everything's good for you. Maria said, it's okay. I think you're stressful tonight. I'll make you a lot of mistakes too when I'm tired. Yeah, I'm about ready to just lay down and call tonight and get up in the morning and try it again. I didn't get nothing done that I wanted to get done today, and that really gets next to me. God King says, I think Trump has Madden McCam hiding in the Red Shoe Club. Okay. CSX, God, what's your name? I can't think of it right now. Chris said, hey, hello. JH says, thank you, and hello, big boys. Maria says, Hugh, how old are you? John Deere said, cooking, no politics. Hugh says, I'm good. How are you doing? Hugh says, hello, CSX. Stephanie says, I have to go now. Bye. See ya. Thank you for stopping in. John Deere said, hi. Hugh said, Grandma was going to bring you a puppy. I said, no, the heck you ain't. If he wants one, he'll get one. Yeah, like I said, I really wasn't ready for one. I wanted a Great Dane if I ever got another one. I wasn't really looking to get one, but he seems to, it's like he's been here forever, and he just now made 24 hours, and you would think he's been here forever. God King, if that's the way you're going to be, find another channel, please. I'm really not in the mood for the stupid stuff tonight.
What is it?
About something about condoms be breaking. Maria said, I think I should have written being stressed, not stressful. Sorry. That's fine. I understand what you meant. John Deere said, never be embarrassed who you are. Be proud of your heritage. Travis says, make America great again. Richard B says, CSX, hi, sub. Whoop, he retracted it. Hugh said, I'm 49 for another month. John Deere said, not this Saturday, but next, I'll be 34. Cool. Papa's, that was going to be one of my questions to you tonight. Thank you. You read my mind. Papa said, hey, man, we all have bad days. No need to say sorry. You said, Grandma wants everyone happy, but sometimes her heart is misplaced. Well, believe me, she's a good woman. Carlos said Trump has been the worst president for American people. Carlo, you know the rules here. We do not talk politics, and I don't know why you continue to push it like that, but we don't talk politics, and there's people in there that think just the opposite with you. We do not discuss it.
Is Carlo in America?
He's in Australia.
Oh.
Daryl said, Randy, you're not going to believe the progress on the burnout car today. When you put your mind to it, I know where to go. I did look at your poll. I didn't look at the end of the poll, what it come up with. I didn't want to see, I'd love to see the big block go into the car, but I think the small block would be better since you've already got it set up for that. But whichever one you decide to go with would be fine with me. But I look forward to seeing the progress on it. Richard said, hit the like button. Yes, we got 17 people, 23 thumbs up, 6:30. That's good. Thank y'all. Maria said, good night, everyone. Night, Pops and Justin with 6 orange heart. Night, Maria. Thanks for stopping in. Rest good. Linux said, oh my God, I found your twin. His name he's a Spanish football coach. Look him up. I have to let Justin look him up. I have all that right there would be, let's see if I can do something. I don't think I copied that, did I? Dang. Hey.
Huh.
Wow. Boy, you ain't too far off. There ain't much difference. That was cool. You said Grandma is a nurturer. She needs to take care of everyone. She seems to be very good at that. You says not many like her anymore. That burnout ride is going to be crazy. A light small block would definitely be better. But big blocks are awesome. Yes. That's another reason I don't want to put our big block into a burnout car. I know that they would be more up right off, but I just don't want to mess our big block up. Carlos says, sorry, Pops, just with all the tariffs and stuff, that's all. Well, again, I'm going to break my own rule a little bit, but I feel different about the tariffs than what you're saying. I don't want to talk about it, and I'm not going to bring it up, and we're not going to continue talking about it. I do feel different about it, but like I said, that's not a topic for this live. John Deere said, Grandpa Vic, I can't wait to see your engine where your car to start. Daryl said, I can't wait to eat tires. Well, Hugh, they said it's a 60-second limit. Tires must pop in 1 minute this year. See, that's kind of odd. I mean, last year it was 2 minutes, but if you went under 1 minute, you got disqualified. So that's kind of weird that they're doing that. But whatever. I mean, that's maybe a help on the car not overheating. Lotus said, hello, Lotus. Daryl said, Lotus. Lotus said, what's up, Daryl? Hey, Carlo. Hugh said, me too, Jacob. And Hugh said, hello, Lotus. Lotus said, what's up, Hugh? Hugh says, well, 1 minute now? Wow, it was 2 minutes. Carlos said, what's up, Lotus? I want to make all you high RPM nitro dreams come true. John Deere said, hit the like button, guys, please. Gator said, hi, all. Hello, Gator. John Deere said, what's up, Gator? Is that Caleb? Said, hi. Hello. Gator said, not a lot. You said, a 308 rear with serious wheel speed will do it or catch fire. That's right. You said, hello, Caleb. Daryl said, I'm going to do research and find the softest tire that smokes like crazy. Yeah. We did buy a set of wheels to go on ours today, and we're going to find a. We actually went down to 15s. We're going to try that, see how that works. Gator said, "What's wrong with Pops?" It's just, I don't know, kind of a dreary day. It's not, just not bubbly, I guess you say. I'm hoping this live helps me out a little bit. You said, "Hello, Gator." And also, when you get something on your mind, it kind of worries on you a little bit. I woke up to something this morning that I really wasn't fond of, and I don't appreciate it. So I'm just trying to figure out how to bring it into this live and make my statement and then go on about my business. But I don't appreciate what happened this morning, and I would like for it to never happen again. You said, "Hello, Gator." Lotus said, "Donuts, Daryl." Lotus said, "And they burn yellow." Yeah. Hugh said, I have a 327 rear. I'm leaving it for the wheel speed." Jane said, "I'm listening, Pops, folding laundry." Thank you, Jane. John Deere said, "Hugh, you start that engine, cockroaches will come flying out and go everywhere. Be careful, don't scare Grandma Vic." Joking. You said, "Awesome." Daryl said, "I have a 354 rear gear." Hugh says, "That's funny, Jacob." Daryl said, "Don't sweat that, Randy." It bothers me, Daryl. This live is for our happiness, and this channel is for our happiness. It's not for others' conflict. They need to keep it away from us. This is 100% positive, and I don't appreciate it being brought not on your end at all, but I don't appreciate it being brought over here. Gator said, "Oh, I must have missed something." Lotus said, "Ooh, I do not know what that word is." Justin, right there.
Larcha? I don't know. We gotta stop. We gotta stop bringing these random words over here.
Sorry, Lotus, you got me. Hugh said 354 will still work. Lotus said, "Who's conflicting?" Daryl says, "I agree." Gene said, "Howdy, sir. Something happened in a different live, and somebody decided to bring it over to our channel, and I don't appreciate it." Hello, Dean. John Deere said, "Randy, there's a cockroach on your head. He'll be all right." Lotus said, "La Roach, oh, okay, now I got you. It went over my head. Sorry, Lotus." Popeye said, "Y'all have a great night. Hope things get better." Thank you, Popeye. I do appreciate it. Hope you have a good night. Annie says, "What's your favorite kind of chili?" I don't really know. I guess
Different type of chili.
it's chili, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, no. There's a different type of chili.
Well, there's different ones. Like Randy makes his different than most people. I mean, I know there's Hormel chili, but I guess I'm going to answer that by saying the chili Randy makes, because he's been doing a good job. He actually got some stuff today to make some. Fire department said, "Guys, I am now in the E4 Mafia as a senior airman." Awesome. That is awesome, buddy. Man, we can't think of your name. I'll call you. That's awesome, fireman.
You good?
No, I'm gone.
Firefighter?
Fire department. Well, I thought that was him passing gas. Roscoe said, "Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying your Saturday. God bless." Thank you, Roscoe. Hope you are too. Annie says, "Beef chili with cheese, no beans." That sounds good. Roscoe said, "American flag, the world." Daryl said, "Full of meat and spices, thick enough to use a fork." Yes, that sounds good. Lotus says, "I make a mean chili."
What's wrong?
Take
his
it.
bathroom?
Take it and see if he'll walk outside. Carlos said, if you make chili like you do those that gravy, biscuits and gravy, I think it'd be good. Carlos said, "Lotus picked up another 2-speed conversion in the cost me 200 I shipped from Italy.
Come here, big boy.
Daryl said Roscoe. Dean said basements done to, and Bucky sadly went back to Louisiana. Well, I hate to see he's gone, but at least he got you hooked up before he left. John Deere says I love chili. Jane said Ryan. Lotus said cool Carlo. You said cool Daryl. Hey, you want this that toboggan?
Yeah. Hold on, boy. One second. Pick up.
Let's see. Jane said Ryan. Lotus said cool Carlo. Hugh said cool deal Carlo. Dean says Buggy makes a mean gumbo. Cool. Lotus said dear chili gives me the poop. Chili. See, Carlos says I make it mean chili. Lotus is called stag. Flo Key said my wife doesn't like beans in her chili either. She actually doesn't like beans at all. Like none of them. Oh really? John Deere said Lotus, like you have problems. Daryl said mixed deer, beef, and steak, 7 kinds of beans, spices, and no tomatoes. Lotus said, no problems here. Life is perfect. Is he buying it? Hugh said, I ate rabbit on a grill, but don't like deer meat. Reaper said, meow. Hello, Reaper. Jane said, there it is. Fire department is Ryan, Pops. There you go, Jane. You knew what I was thinking. Appreciate it. I could not get my thinking straight. Sorry. Lotus said, Stag Wissies. Lotus said, what's up, Reaper? Daryl said, Randy, that video I sent you was supposed to go to Tanya. Oh, okay. Lotus said, rabbit is good. Derek said, hi. Hello, Derek. John Deere said, they say squirrel tastes like chicken. I haven't eaten squirrel in, good gosh, but I don't remember it tasting like chicken, but I haven't eaten squirrel since I'm talking about a teenager. Daryl said, simmer 5 days putting in 1 beer a day. Roscoe said, here we go. Hugh said, Lotus has problems. I've watched him build a bad ACC boat and haven't got to see him run. Daryl said, that's how I won the chili cook-off. Awesome. Reaper said, what's new, bald man? We got a dog.
Who?
Reaper asked what's new. I told him we got a dog. How about for you? Carlos said, hello, Jane. Hugh says, hello, Roscoe. Lotus says, Lowell. Hugh, Hugh said, hello, Reaper. Fire Department, or Ryan says, for people who don't know me, I have another account that I forgot the password for. Has my content there. I'm still trying to figure out how to make content on my laptop. Daryl said, rabbit is too much like yard bird. I'll pass. There you go. Hugh says, the only thing that tastes like chicken is chicken. There you go. Lotus said, I promise as soon as the weather comes back around, the boat will be first on the water. Kevin said, hey, brother, just done with the gym. I'm on the bus now and got some McDonald's for them Gainies babies. There you go. Jane says, hi, Carlo. Lotus says, I know, right? Now I got you. I'm sorry, Lotus. Bear with me, please. I was trying to think of the keyboard of what it should have been, but now I got you. Lotus said, Jane. John Deere said, my friend, I used to know my friend I used to know cooked frog legs and the jumped out of the skillet. I'm being serious. Wow. Lotus said frog legs taste like chicken. Carlos said smells like fish, tastes like chicken. Reaper said Annabelle had to leave early 2 days ago and I had to leave Dean's, which sucks, but Annabelle comes first. There you go. Tyson said close your eyes and keep on. Oh man, really? Come on. It's being stupid. Carlos says, in the late 70s, Mom deep fried frog legs and worked and had to put the basket on top so they wouldn't jump out the oil. I've heard of that, but I've never seen it. Jane said, I Lotus. Kevin said, you should start a gym, brother. No. I do have an idea of start working out, but I'm not going to a gym.
Why not?
I just don't care to go to a gym. That's not my type of thing. Lotus said, hey, Jane. John Deere said, hi. Reaper said, what's the dog's name, bald man? It's Cane. Like as in sugar cane?
Raising cane.
Raising cane. Daryl said, going to go get a shower. Be right back. All right, Daryl. Lotus says, is Cane Reaper? Is Cane Reaper?
It's Cane.
Is Cane Reaper?
He's telling him what his name is.
Oh, it's Cane Reaper. I got you.
You spelled it wrong.
Yeah, it is with a K, but it doesn't matter. Fire department says got a new job, earning $25 an hour. Awesome, buddy.
Heck yeah.
Lotus said Cain and Abel. Yep, that's what I thought of when they told me. You said hello, fire department. You said nice. Gator said just stop eating sugar, Randy. You're right, Gator, and I do need to. I really do. But man, that stuff's so addictive. Kevin said WWE Kane. Rumple said hello, Pops. Justin, hello, Rumple. Reaper said I was going to say that, Lotus. Rumple said, Hugh, hello. Lotus said Kane was the evil one. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I know a lot about it, but I don't know in detail. Let's just say it. Maybe I shouldn't say I know a lot about it, but I know a lot of names and stuff in there, but I didn't know that was the evil one. Hugh said, hello, Rumple. Rumple said, Lotus, hello. Lotus said, what's up, pump? But he meant rump. Gator said, I like telling him what to do when it's none of my business. Fun stuff. Rumble said, backboard looks sleek now, Pops. Cool, thank you. I'm about to get it the way I want it. I've still got some ideas. I don't know exactly how to go on with it, but I got to get some more subscribers before I have to worry about changing it next time. Reaper said, guess what my puppy's name is? Lotus said Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Skinwalker. Way he said Walker. Let's see. Rumple said, hello, Jane, hello. Carlos said, I got a nice TC for you when you have funds, Lotus. Carlos said, Rumple. Rumple said, big boys, hello. It's Goofy sending American Eagles, bald eagles, I guess. Reaper said, it's my handle. Reaper. That Jewish says, let's see if that's going to be able to translate, or is it just, that Jewish atheist, I guess that's what it is, says hello. Hello, how you doing? Welcome. Lotus says, do you now? James says, hi, Rumple. Carlos said, yo, Lotus. Rumple says, a good and realist name for puppy would be SOB. Sorry. The Jewish says, I love America. Thank you. We do enjoy it here. Reaper says, yep. Named him Reaper. Lotus says, I could use another TC3. 17 people, 36 likes. Thank y'all. Let's see, Lotus said, I traded the last one for a Baja.
He's licking his balls.
Yeah. I thought, dang, I didn't think we brought us water up here.
No.
Let's see, Reaper said that he's a big dog. What kind of dog is he, Reaper? Rumple said, Brutus? Fire department said also got trained by Pops how to clear a room. Rumple said, Bronco. Reaper said, Cane Corso, same as my last boy. I've never, up until here recently, I didn't even know that breed existed. And like I said, I did want a Great Dane. I've had one before, and I do like them. But I've always been curious when I found out about the Cane Corso, if they'd be good or not. Fire department said, my father, sorry. Carlos says, I got a Mungan MS3X roller with a 2-speed conversion for you, Lotus. Alamo said, gay late. If you can be gay late or gay earlier, that's you being gay is up to you, is all I know, unless you're saying something different. Maybe it's changed. Maybe it changed on my end. I don't know. Lotus said 3 days of Taco Bell is all you need to clear a room. There you go. John, there's the Lotus. You better watch Taco Bell and give you the liquid. Lovely said hi. Hello, Lovely. Don't think he was trying to say that.
What?
I may be wrong, but I don't. John Stewart. I don't think he was trying to say anything out of the way. I think it changed right there.
You don't have what is it called? Translation on that.
I changed it to see what that other person said. So if he spelled it wrong, it could have changed it. I guess that's Alamo City Cello. If you want to retype that, if you did not mean to say that, I apologize. But Rumple said, check Mud Hole Hound Pops. They are nice too. Low maintenance, a big pricey. I'm good right here. Like I said, I wasn't really looking for a dog, but he said I keep wanting to call him Seven because he reminds me of Seven in here. Lotus said facts. Turbo. Reaper said, yeah, them Kings aren't cheap. Filter said, what's your favorite football team? I really don't have one. I don't follow football. I mean, we watch it when Chester comes up here, but that's about it. I really don't care for football. Really don't care for much of any sports.
This guy's leaning heavy.
Yeah. John Deere said, what's up, Lucy? Lovely says, hey, John Deere. You said, I like Great Danes. It's just they horse apples I don't want to pick up. The food bill. Well, the food bill ain't too bad because they only eat as much as you feed them.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well.
Filter King says, what's your favorite football team? I think I just answered that, but if you're just coming in here, I really don't follow football. So I really don't have one. John Deere said, Lucy, a premiere at 8 p.m. Lucy says, I have another premiere again tonight. Cool. Hugh says, no more steaks. Fire department says, anywho, gotta go. Just got call for a possible structure fire. You be safe, buddy. And we'll talk to you later. Lotus said, don't forget to pour fresh gas on it.
That's what they're asking. It's the Bills versus the Broncos right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Bills are down 17-23, end of third quarter.
Oh, okay. Lotus said, Daryl has a premiere tonight, John Deere. John Deere said, Taco Bell don't change their oil. That's the reason they gives you liquids. Hugh says, hello, Lucy. Charles says, Denver Broncos, let's go. Charles said, hi, hello. Reaper said, they range from $1,500 to $5,000. You won't see me paying that for a dog. Hugh said, hello, Charles. Lovely says, I didn't see that he had one today. He's not said anything. He just went, said he had to go shower. He usually tells us if he's got one or if he don't, or how long it is. That's the reason I didn't respond to it. I don't know if he's having one or not. Flo Key says, heck yeah, Broncos. Jane said, Pops, grandson saw a bald eagle trying to fly away with the whole deer carcass in the other day. Oh, man. Carlos said, me too. Pop's not much of a sporting person. The only sport I like is RC cars and motorsports. I really don't get into the racing that much anymore, but I like the drifting and the burnouts. Now, I will watch that if it was more posted. And, of course, you know that's what I'm into. James says, I don't think Daryl has a premiere tonight. I don't think, but I'm going to let Daryl answer that when he comes back. Lotus says, I can't even imagine what shipping would be, Carlo. John Deere said, hi. Reaper said, yeah, but I got the money to spend. Yeah, and I mean, it's always good to blow it. I mean, you have what you want, brag about it, whatever you want to do, but, not everybody's got that kind of money. Charles Watkins says, hello, everyone. Hello, Charles. Hadn't seen you in a while. Welcome back. Lucy said, that's what I thought, Jane. I got one today at 8:30. I think John Deere's got one at 8, and then Lovely's got one at 8:30. Lotus says, and it may be a minute. I have to do some work on the Genesis to keep it alive. Lotus said $300 timing kit. Ooh. Carlos said, trust me, Lotus, it won't be much, maybe 500 USD. Lotus says, I hate this weather. I'm with you, Lotus. I agree with you. I hate this weather. I think that's part of the reason I feel the way I do. 16 people, 37 thumbs up.
It wasn't as cold today.
No, it wasn't. I think it was supposed to be 50 today, but and it didn't feel bad if you walked out there, but I really didn't. I was wanting to cut some wood because I think it's supposed to be bad weather tomorrow, and I don't have enough wood. I need to get out there and cut some. Lotus said, slows my work. Nobody wants windows and doors when it's 6 Fahrenheit outside. I understand. Carlos said 50. Scarlett sent 100 for 2 jewels. Thank you. John Deere said, I agree. I hate the cold in my feet. Hates the cold too. Reaper said, hey, Charles, how's the station?
Oh, did you catch up? Look at that.
Yeah, I'm caught up. It slowed down a little bit there. We're showing 17 people and 37 thumbs up. Lovely says, I've been working on making videos with Sunco every day, and yesterday was the first day that I am making every video as if it was every day the past. So today is the second day. Charles says, good, but not the same without you. Lotus says, I can deal with the cold. Nobody wants their house open to the elements.
I want my house open to the elements. I like it warm where I can actually have it open.
Random said, orange is such a cool color. I think your shirt is awesome. Keep on wearing orange. I do. If I'm not at the railroad, when I work at the railroad, I wear yellow high vis, but I normally wear orange when I'm not. Gator said, sorry, buddy. Reaper said, oh, and don't mean to brag, y'all. 10 people in here, 38 thumbs up. Let's see. Jane says, high today was 28. High Monday is 17. Yeah, ours was 16 or 17 this Monday, I believe it was. And I hate it. And I think it's supposed to be that way again over Monday night or Sunday night or Monday night. I don't remember which one it is, but it's going to get cold again. New Zealand 50 says, good afternoon from New Zealand. I hope you're staying warm. I'm real warm right now. Thank you. I hope your day is going good. Reaper said, I don't mean to brag. New Zealand said, heard it's been cold there. Yes, I hate it. Carlos Jamie says, are you Irish? I'm not. I'm American. Gator says, hi, Jane, and anyone I miss. I can't keep up at this age. I understand. Gator says, man, it was 71 here today. Yeah, I wish I don't want to wish my life away, but I'll be glad to see 71 here and stay that way. Jane said, hi, Gator. Jane says, oh, at your age, Gator? Carlos Jamie says, okay. Thank you for the question. I appreciate it. Mm-hmm. Lovely says, if you have time, you should join the members tonight. It depends. I do have to make a video after I get off here, and if I get time, I'll click on it. I don't know if I'll be able to stay, but I'll try to click on it and give you a thumbs up. New Zealand said, we've been above 90 Fahrenheit here, crazy hot, and lots of brush fires. I bet. When it gets hot like that, that's usually what happens. It gets real dry, and then usually somebody throws something out and it ends up flaring up. Carlos said, hey, New Zealand, Australia here. Nickel Pony said, hey, Pops, wore out, moved daughter into a new house today. That's awesome. Not that you're wore out, but you got her moved in. John Deere said hi. Let's see, Reaper says, and on an unrelated note, Annabelle showing a little bit. Oh, really? I bet that's cool. Jane said, hi. Hey, Nickel. John Deere said, what's up, Nickel Pony? New Zealand said, normally some idiots who throws a cigarette out the window. That's kind of what I was saying, but I wasn't going to call anybody out, you know. He's talking about it being hot and dry, and then you starts brush fires. I said, yeah, somebody starts something. And he said, normally somebody throws a cigarette out, and that's what I was talking about. Yeah. Nickel Pony said, hey, Miss Jane and John Deere. Carlos said, New Zealand is full of idiots. Jane said, Reaper getting a bump, huh? Have you heard the heartbeat yet?
I hear something around there.
New Zealand says, I'm a firefighter and I call them out for it. There you go. Kevin said, do you know that it's statistically near impossible for us to be the only civilization in the universe?
Well, if we were the only ones in the universe, you know, that means that we're alone.
But you're probably right, but I don't really think much about it. Jane said, Nickel, how's the cooking? You living in 5-star restaurant yet? Lovely says, almost most of you got a new follower yesterday on Sunco. I followed Joe Bird and found some of the community on his account. Jesus King said, let's spread the gospel of Jesus Christ and make his kingdom, which is heaven, crowned. Jesus loves you. Accept him into your life. Confess your sins before him and repent. Always remember this you will go through hard times, but the Lord is always with us. Spread the word. Thank you, Jesus the King. I appreciate it. You know we don't talk politics, but I'm going to read your comment. I do appreciate it, but you know we don't do that here. Reaper said, "Not yet, Jane, but getting there." Carlos, especially that Mongolian mob filthy. John Deere said, "Lucy, a sub to you." Nickel Pony said, "Lol, not a 5-star, but she did cook fried chicken last night. It wasn't clucking, so making progress." You said, "Hello, Nicole." I just looked at you.
He's gonna get comfortable over there.
Oh, yeah. I gotta set that crate up. She said, "You feel safe in there," so I want to make sure he feels safe. Let's see. You said, "Hello, Nickel." Not clicking, but a plus. Roll on the floor. Jane said, "Lord, glad to hear that, Nickel." You said, "Hello, Jordan." Nickel Pony said, "Hey, Gran." Gotta go back and see what the video is. I gotta make one for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Man, I ain't leaving. I got on Randy about my chicken and he didn't eat them all and I'd let him go to bed. I should have let him eat it, not said nothing. You know I was picking with him, but he still left me some and then I let him go to bed. Jane said, "Is that Jordan?"
No, I'm not. Oh,
Reaper
no.
said, "God, I'm so bored." Sorry. It's slow tonight, Reaper. Maybe you should tell us one of your stories about hunting. Get us all pumped up. You said, "Yep." Nickel Pony says, "Y'all get some snow up there, Pops?" I've not seen any snow yet.
There was apparently supposed to be some Sunday.
Yeah, I got a notification that it could start, and then I got one that's going to end, but I never saw it.
Yeah.
There's people around here that have seen it, but it hasn't happened here. Let's see. Reaper said there's nothing at the house. Clayman Snyder says my brother-in-law's wife keeps trying to get me to hit.
What?
That's not a very good thing to do if you're
Married.
New Zealand says currently building a Holden Commodore VT with an LS1, what we call them, but you call them Chevy. Yes, I do know what you're talking about. That's awesome. Absolutely awesome. If you got a chance, I'd love to see some pictures in our community page. I'd love to see them. I like seeing different places of the world, and I like to see different cars that people's building. John Deere said hit the like button. Kevin says, "You're a cool man." Thank you, Kevin.
Kevin said yes,
You said, "I have plenty to do at home. My back went out, so I can only look at it and hope I could." I understand. Reaper said, "To do at the house." Jane said, "Hugh, ice, and stretching." Cayman says, "I'm from Alabama, so it's okay." Alrighty then. Gator said, "Lol, Lady Gator quit her new job, is on her way home." Oh, really? Well, there you go. Nickel Pony says, "Give my youngest son a new nickname today, Blister. It only shows up when the hard work is done." He didn't like it.
I'm tired of this, Grandma.
He said my youngest son.
Me?
He give his youngest son the nickname of Blister because he always shows up when the work is done.
Hey, you're welcome. What can I say? I'm good at what I do.
Oh man. Hugh said she is happy she ain't putting up with it. New Zealand said build a CF bed for 2 for a camper. Awesome. John Deere said, hey Randy, can I rub your head for good luck? I ain't gonna get mad, but I think it'd be weird you rubbing my head. Reaper said could hide the wheeler or snowmobile. Could ride. What am I doing hide? Yeah, that'd be cool. Kevin said, I support you 100%. Thank you, Kevin. Hugh says, I've been stretching when my muscles that support my vertebrae spasms. It's a wrap. Can't stand up. John said, God bless everyone. That's right. Lovely said, working on my premiere for 8:30. Be back in a minute. All right, Lovely. John Deere, same to you, John. Reaper said, and get hurt in the process knowing me. Yeah, you don't have a good track record. Nick Capone said, don't ask last night, but did y'all adopt the dog that was there? Yes, well, she was supposed to come bring the papers today, but she couldn't do it. And she's supposed to be here at 10:30 tomorrow, but we do have him. He's laying right here behind us. He's done great, so she should bring the papers tomorrow at 10:30, and it should be a done deal after that for sure. Kevin says, man, I love McDonald's. Carl says, in the Army, we do more before 7 a.m. than most people do all week. Mm-hmm. All right. Just don't get hard. Don't get hurt patting yourself on the back. I'm playing. Walker Steve said, I see your son is not on this live stream. I see your son is not on this live stream. No, my oldest son that's usually here, he is went to his in-laws to eat. My youngest son's here. He's right beside of me. You can't see him in the picture, but my youngest son is here. New Zealand says, I gave my son the nickname Light Bulb, only smart when the boss is around. Nick Capone said, Lord, New Zealand. Reaper says, I ate a bit of McDonald's when I was in the hospital. I don't eat, if I eat from McDonald's, it's like usually cheap stuff. I don't like a lot of McDonald's food, but if I want something cheap, I'll go get like the nuggets or something. But for the money it costs now, you might as well go to another place and, sit down and eat, really. Walker said, eating food is more important. $16 people, 39 thumbs up. See, New Zealand says we have plenty of nicknames for certain people. Yeah. It usually, when you work for places, it usually happens. Somebody will call out. You got more people at work that's always interested in what everybody else is doing instead of what they're own doing, instead of minding their own business. See, Reaper says, y'all remember that bald man, my really bad accident? Yes, I do remember. New Zealand said, McDonald's here is so expensive.
He's been having dreams. Yeah, one over there a second ago, yeah.
That's what we're saying. It's not cheap. Fast food and cheap's not together anymore. So, like I said, I'll normally eat nuggets or something like that. But
he's leaning on me. I'm sliding.
You start getting you start buying food from there, you'll spend a lot of money. Flo Key said, well, sir, we have to get going. Have a great evening and hope we see you tomorrow on here. Much love. Thank you, Flo Keys. Remember, We normally have a breakfast live at sometime in the morning. Probably going to be somewhere between 10 and 12. We always cook breakfast on Sunday mornings. Reaper said the one in the jungle. See, New Zealand said worked 17 years. Dairy farmers, seen my fair share of people and unmotivated workers. Yes, they're out there, I promise you that. James said, take care, Flo Keys. Kevin said, McDonald's is good for you. I think you better go trust Bugs Bunny. I don't think the McDonald's is good for anybody except the owner making a bunch of money. Nickel Pony said, what's gas prices there in New Zealand? Got it for $1.94 here in Texas today. Wow. I'd like to see some gas prices get down like that. Reaper said, jungle law. Did it? I did say jungle, didn't I, instead of Judd. I'm sorry. My bad, Reaper, I'm sorry. Flo Key said, that sounds awesome. We should be able to make it then. New Zealand said a cheap burger is now $12. Yeah. Carlos said New Zealand dairy is some of the best. Flo Key says you take care as well, Jane. Nickel Pony said what's average up there, Pops? You'll give anywhere from $5 to $7, $8 for a burger now. If you go sit down and eat, it'll be around $10, $12. A Big Mac will probably cost you $6.50 or $7 now.
Yeah.
Reaper said, it's all right. I'm dying over here. Thanks for the laugh. I'm sorry. I'm trying to feel better. Nickel Pony says, mint gas prices. Yes. New Zealand says, big. I'm glad to be out of farming. 18 people, 39 thumbs up. Let's see. New Zealand said, don't talk about Kiwi gas prices. It's honestly fucked here. FKD here. Carlos said, why New Zealand? Reaper says, surprise. I mean, I even survived that crash. I know, right?
Big boy.
Nickel Pony said, members wall filling up. Yes, it is. That's nice. I like to see it. I can go over, let's see, over this side up a little bit more. I can add a little bit more on the bottom before I go over to the other side. It's over the other side, sorry. It's backwards of what I'm looking at. But it's nice. I like to see it fill up. New Zealand said a big, a lot of work, not enough money. Yes. James said, did the arm heal, Reaper? Reaper said, someone was looking over me that day. Yes. Same way with Randy. Let's see. Carlos said, just like us Aussies, New Zealand petrol is very expensive. Reaper says, yes, it did. Yes, it did, Jane, but I have some muscle issues. John Deere said, God was looking out for you that day, Reaper. Kevin said, I have 20 nuggets and a double quarter pounder after the gym. I'm not saying that's going to be that good of food for you to be eating the gym and then eating that food. But, you know something, if you talk to Bugs Bunny, he'd probably help you out. Carlos said, okay, I see New Zealand. New Zealand said, there's no jobs here other from farming. Everywhere is closed here for, or going into liquidation now for economy is bad, real bad. Kevin said, trust me. That's what I say, trust me. Bugs Bunny's better than McDonald's.
Trust.
Trust. New Zealand said farming jobs don't pay enough. No, they don't. Kevin said lots of protein. Oh. Okay. Jane said, Kevin, you need to do protein shakes after workout. Probably cheaper than McDonald's too. 17 people in here, 40 thumbs up. Thank y'all. Thank you very much. Let's see.
Oh, he's leaving.
Kevin said, I do that as well. Carlos says, come to Australia, New Zealand. Plenty of jobs here. WIFO make lots of money. Nick Capone said, open new drive-in theater near us. Taking wife tonight. Haven't been to a drive-in since I was a kid. Good to see it open. That would be cool. I remember them, but I don't remember ever going to one. The Deuce Dale says it's $8,000 payment per month. Consider a low wage in the U.S. Here that is average.
How much?
See, 8,000 is 2,400. That's 2,000 a month. 2,000 a week. Let me make sure I'm 8,000 per month. 4,000 a half. 2,000. That's probably decent.
Pretty good. Because if it's 8,000 a month, 8,000. I'll do the math. It's not the. No. I mean, if you
Just
make
put
10 a month.
8,000 times 12. Let's see. Jane said,
That's 96 grand a year.
yeah, that's good money. Jane said our drive-in theater just closed last year. American, that's Jacob said, Randy, somebody took back their like. I gave it back in your second channel. Thank you. Reaper says, I'm going to hit that hay ball, man. Remember to be safe and keep it silly. That's right, Reaper. Thank you for stopping in. And hope everything goes well. Sleep good. New Zealand said, Big, did Wi-Fi, Foflo can't leave NZ currently as I was to be close to my kids.
Oh, he's making 96 grand a year after tax.
Jacob said, good night, later, Reaper. Jane said 8,000 per month is a lot, but what is your cost of living? Nick Opponent says, right. Night, Reaper. Yeez G's says, Hebrews national hot dogs are not made from pork. All right, I got you. Hugh says, have a great night, brother. Jane said, take care, Reaper. Carlos says, oh, okay, I see New Zealand. Dale said, Jane, think of NYC. Reaper said, later, young peanut gallery. He's talking to you. Hugh says, pork is so good. Jane said, 8,000 per month before or after taxes. Dale says, maybe a bit lower after tax. New Zealand said, is 2,400 a month decent pay? That's what I was making farming. That's after tax.
2,400 a month.
Yeah.
I think that's like what, 36 grand a year. Not really.
That's about what, $750 a month on a week. No, it ain't too good. Hugh said, chews and ribs are the bomb.
Yeah, that's
Chops and ribs. Sorry.
28.8 a year.
Yeah.
Not even 30 a year.
Yeah, that ain't good at all. Jacob said ribs are my favorite, $2 grand. James said, if it's NYC, then that's probably low since the cost of living there is stupid. Yeah, you're right there. Walker said, what's for dinner? Probably going to end up eating probably eat frozen dinner. We had steak for lunch, so we had a good, Randy cooked steaks and everything. So I'll probably just eat a frozen dinner and be done with it, and a bowl of ice cream.
I think he's the one to cuddle up in the bed with you.
I believe he would.
No, he's falling asleep on my legs like this.
Yeah, well, he fell asleep with Randy today, laying on the couch.
He's standing up, falling asleep on my. He put his head here, put his right here, and just popped. Started going to sleep.
Carlos said there's a lot of Kiwi and I don't know that living and working here in New Zealand. Nickel Pony said, headed out, guys. Everyone have a good rest of your night. See you, Nickel Pony. Enjoy the movie. Graham, is that Graham Grammar says, is there a mocker minister? I have no idea what it is, so I doubt there's one around. I have no idea. Welcome though. You said beef ribs and pork ribs are awesome, both awesome. You said have a good one, Nickel. He Lounge said, remember me? I do remember you because I have a hard time saying your name because it looks like it would be say clown, but it's Lounge or something like that. But yes, I do remember you. Grammar says, have you ever thought of becoming don't know what that is, so no, I haven't thought about becoming one. Dale says, I'm Korean and so apartments rent is ridiculous high. I think the other cost of living is a bit lower than London, I guess. Elon says, I like, thank you. We're showing 11 people in here, 44 thumbs up, thank y'all. Jane said, take care, Nickel. Hugh said, Hamburger Helper. Hugh said, that crap's nasty. Jacob says, I know, right, Gran? New Zealand said, I should really be splitting firewood, but tomorrow is another day. That's about what I said today, New Zealand. I needed to cut some today. I hope it don't rain tomorrow because I've got to get some cut and split, and I just did not do it today. Jacob said, hit the like button. Walker said, what's your monthly income? I think I make right about 90 a year, something like that. Between 90 and 100 a year. Depends on my overtime, but my base pay is right at 90. Let's see. Hugh said, I don't miss splitting firewood every day. Dale said, average monthly rent payment is $2,400 for one room. That is the size of a chamber. I can't stand the word rent. Jacob said, Lord. Hugh said, wow. Carlos said, are you from the North or South Island, New Zealand? New Zealand said, grand. We heat only with wood/coal power is expensive. Gas isn't any better. Jay said, that's crazy, but that's what you get in New York. Yes. New Zealand said, Big South Islands. Dale said, yeah. Hugh said, that's why I did it. Wood was way cheaper than gas or electric. Gas had an $800 deposit alone. Nope. For years, that's all we heated for was heated house was wood. And as I'm getting older, I don't do near as much of it as I used to. That's all the heat we have here in the building, other than our propane tanks we use. We're going to change that hopefully next year too. Carlos said, cool, New Zealand. Fifth River Rat said, did you know that what the strippers meant on what the stripes mean on the American flag? Only real Americans know the answer. You know why I have, we've had that discussion before, but I do not remember right off.
It's the 13 colonies. 13 stripes for 13 colonies.
13 stripes for 13 colonies?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Yeah, 13 for 13.
Yeah, okay. There's the answer, I hope. Dale says, but it's only so if you live in the outer metropolitan area of apartments and houses get much bigger, much cheaper. I believe I would move then.
Yeah.
The Lethal said, this. Hugh said, the problem is the more conventional the heat, the more it costs. Yep, Dale says, but you have to drive 2 hours to get to work. Yeah, I understand, but you know, there's got to be good and bad of everything. Did I say lethal? Or is that Leath? That's leather. The leather says hi, hello. New Zealand says my average power bill is about $2,000 a month. Fifth River Rap said that is correct, young man. Well done. There you go.
Yeah.
8 people in here, 44 thumbs up. Carlos said it's going to be 41 Celsius here on Tuesday in Perth, Western Australia, New Zealand. Hugh said, I hope that's not American $2,000 a month.
It's going to be. I thought something happened. You went quiet out of nowhere.
Dale said it's 10 Celsius here.
At least it's not 9 Celsius.
Yeah.
Wait, freezing 0 Celsius.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's-
There's 0, there's 31, there's...
What's the 10 Celsius? If ours is there's
It
0.
says it's negative 10 Celsius.
Oh, I didn't see that. Sorry.
Lord.
Uh,
At least it's not negative 11 Celsius.
oh. Instantly, it's me, but 1 month ago. Oh, okay, you've changed it. All right. Leather said hi.
Who's that?
He came in a while back, and I had a hard time saying his name, but he changed it.
Oh, Insty, yeah.
Insty, yeah.
I woke up this morning.
Dale says, yeah, well, yeah, you woke up, you're here.
I woke up this morning with my nose bleeding. I didn't even know it. I was laying back because I didn't want to get up yet. And I could feel myself choking. I'm like, what is happening? I was like, no, my nose is bleeding.
Dale said, yeah, negative. So I missed that. Sorry about that. But what I was saying, if there's 0 and ours is 32, does that mean if there's 10, that means it, I know there's a negative, but
so like if they were, say if you was at 20 Celsius, it'd be like, I think that's 72 degrees for us.
I don't know, but you'd have to look it up. I was trying to figure it out in my head there, but usually they said we have only heated with wood coal since I moved here in 1990. Got a backup log heater, LPG heater in case it really cold. Here, my last house had a fire too.
It's only 55 seconds left, and the Bills are down 3.
Oh, I thought.
And Broncos has the ball. Broncos won.
What was he trying to say here?
What? Tethel? Bethel? Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the reason I called it.
Yeah.
Dale says, have you guys watched the new Avatar movie?
No,
I haven't, no.
That's 14 degrees.
That's what I was wondering. See, Gator says, I get to hear the quit job story. I'll be back in a few. All right, Gator. James said, hit the like button, guys, please. Yes, that'd be nice. Hugh said, okay, Gator. Dirty Clean said 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, boy, that'd be nice. Jane said negative 10 Celsius is 14 Fahrenheit. New Zealand said, we've been hitting 36 Celsius and 38 Celsius here up north and hitting 30 Celsius here in my hometown for the past week. Dirty Clean says, Feather?
Yep. It says feather, but the F is a TH and the R is an L.
Oh.
Feather.
Feather. Okay.
Feather. Feather.
Dirty Clean said, oh, did they say negative Celsius? Yes. You said 0 Celsius is 32 Fahrenheit. Dale said New Zealand would be middle of summer, I assume. What'd you call it?
Teethel.
Teethel said feather, but the F is a TH and the R is an L. Okay.
Yeah, we gotta make easier names.
I was just thinking the same thing. That's the reason I find something out of it. And that's the reason Leather is leather, is it not? Leather. That's the reason I just called it that.
Yeah.
Let's see. New Zealand said, Dawson, yes, summertime. Dale says, why do you Americans don't use Celsius? It's much more conventional. It's kind of like same way with our measuring. We use inches instead of millimeters. I cannot answer the question why we do what we do.
We just didn't want to change.
I mean,
we didn't want to mix up. I think the people that kept the degrees instead of going to Celsius wanted to keep it up because they already knew it, so they found it easier.
Because I'll be honest with you, I believe the metric system is easy. 1's 1, 2's 2, 3's 3, and where we got, eighth, quarter, all that. And I think it's a lot easier by the other way, but I can't tell you why we do what we do.
Which I don't. What is it?
Let's see.
The only thing that I have a hard time with on Celsius is, say, negative 14. That sounds cold, which it is cold, don't get me wrong. However, when I hear negative, I think I'm about to die.
BMCK says, America! Leather said, it's not. It's not Thethel, it's Thethel. He just took an E out.
Tethel? He says it was. Hold on. Let me differentiate this little.
Well, I got to keep reading. I'll be behind. New Zealand said winter, where especially where I live, is cold, real cold. We get snow and can be 6 Celsius here and colder at times. BMCK says miles exist longer before kilograms. Hugh said convert for who? BMCK says they are the problem. Hugh says we use Fahrenheit. BMCK said standard is easier. Dirty cleans it up.
Good morning.
Dirty says I want to do something.
Why did it bring me to lethal?
We
know how to say lethal.
I want to do something one day, and somebody took my real name, and the only thing it would let me do was Dirty Clean. Dale says, BC, all other nations use that instead of US one. Carlos says, not too bad. New Zealand heat-wise, that's it. BMCK says, un-American love metric. Un-Americans.
An American that loves metric.
I think it'd be easier. Hugh said, I like 32 is frozen solid.
Oh, no, you can't look up the pronunciations.
It's Leather said, Hugh, the entire rest of the world. Hugh says, I don't need 0 Celsius. Hugh says, we're not the rest of the world. We are U.S. Which I'll be honest with you, it would be, to me, if 0 was freezing and it went up, it would be easier than saying 32 is freezing. To me, it would be easier saying 0 starts And then if it was below freezing, it would be negative. And to me, that's the way it would be. Same way with metric.
What's the boiling point with Celsius?
I don't know. That's just my opinion, though. Let's see. New Zealand metric is so much easier. It's hardly used in other countries. I'm pretty sure. 100 Celsius.
It's boiling point.
Oh, really?
So that's
see,
0 to 100.
That's what I'm saying.
Like in Fahrenheit, the boiling point's what, 212?
Something like that. That's what I'm saying. It don't make sense to me, and it would seem like it would be much easier. You take a metric ruler and you go to measure something, and it's 10 millimeters. It's 10 millimeters. You can't get that wrong. There's no other question about it. So, but now, like I said, I would much rather be in the Celsius or the metric.
Oh yeah. See, Dirty says being a machinist, I had to convert metric to standard quite often.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Let's see. Greg Hughes says we're not in the real world. Let's see. New Zealand the metric is much easier. I read that. Dale says, what part of the U.S. are you from? North Carolina. Jacob said, hit the like button, guys. Lotus said, I kind of like metric better too. New Zealand said, we have had negative 20 here before. Dale says, that is heck cold. Leather says, with a short E sound and voice that's TH as in the middle of the voiceless in the high of the start.
Thythel?
Again, you're talking foreign language when you start that stuff to me. Hugh said, I don't like metric, but I've been forced to learn it since the 80s with 8 millimeter bolt and 5/16 body. Dirty Clean said, being a machinist, I had to convert metric to standards quite often. John Deere said, hi. Hugh says, we really should be the same everywhere. I joke, but I like metric. It's easier. Well, that's the way I feel. I think it makes things a lot easier. Carlos said a lot of the U.S. RC car companies use metric screws, how they are mostly manufactured in China and Taiwan. Lotus says, I've had negative 20 Fahrenheit in Ohio. It would be 6 Fahrenheit Sunday night. Hugh said wrong. The 10 millimeter ACC jets is always gone. Bethany said, what's up? New Zealand said metric made for dummies. Hugh said, and the
we're all simple
10 millimeter wrench is always gone. Why they always run away, always gone. You said 10 millimeter. Dale said, it's 9:41 here. It's 7:42 here.
9:41 a.m.
Oh, but it's p.m. here. Lotus said, Chevy and Ford use a lot of metric nowadays. Jane said, Daryl, no premiere tonight, right?
Yeah, he says, yeah.
See, I changed that a minute ago, and I don't know why it has went back. It didn't change it at all that time. MM said, where's the other soft hand boys at tonight? He had to go eat with his in-laws. Let's see, the Dr. 660 says, oh, they are back, my favorite trans channel. Well, thank you. Takes one to know one.
I mean, hey, we've had to change a lot of transmissions.
I know, right? Daryl says, I like the manuals, though. Daryl says, I'm back. No premiere tonight. All right. Lotus says, I'm going to be cold. Lotus said, Daryl may have to turn his heat on. It's going to be cold. So cold. Kevin said, I'm here for you, brother. New Zealand said, when I got my certification for machinist in the early 2000s, we had to use both metric and standard.
Mm-hmm.
Others said, it's 0043 here where I live.
So 12:43.
Yep. Daryl said, my heat has been on. It barely breaks 62 degrees.
Well, that's good sleeping degrees right there.
Yeah. Lotus said,
Trains. Not
Did I misread that?
It's right there.
Where?
Right below your cursor. Hold on. I don't know.
Oh no, it says trans. It don't have trains.
Yeah, let me check. Let me check.
That is on mine. Now they could have done. I don't know.
No, it's trans.
New Zealand said all Bedford vehicles are in Imperial for bolts and nuts. Carlos said Lotus Hybrid is going live? Question mark. Layla Girl said if it's not the troublemakers, I know, right? 14 people, 45 thumbs up. Layla Girl said, I just said that. Lotus said, I don't know. Leather said, just call me Leather. That's I planned on it. Thank you. Sean said, hi, is leading good or bad? Lending good or bad? If you're talking about borrowing stuff from people, I think if you want to borrow something 1, 2 times, but you start borrowing it more than 2 times, you probably need to buy your own. Hugh said, buddy, a 80s American vehicle if you want nuts or metric and the bolts or SAE, mini strip. Lotus says, I meant trains. Oh, okay. Lotus said, my OC looks like a bit like, okay, Judge. All right. Hugh said, the good thing is the trolls' comments count as well. Keep it up. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. It's all good. Good.
Good.
I do feel a little bit better, but I still can't quite see straight. Gator says, y'all eat yet? Well, we eat lunch, but we've not eaten for the night. No.
He dreams a bundle.
Lotus said no. Sean says, Kia or Hyundai?
One of those two.
Either way, it don't matter. If you can't feel it buy a real car, buy one of those. If you.
You can buy them. Just put a big block in it. Try it.
I'm sorry, I had to do it just for Lotus, just to play with Lotus. Carlos said, what's up, Gator? Daryl said, eating chocolate cake now. Thank you. Hugh said, same. Lotus said, spaghetti night. Man, that sounds good. I wish I was closer. I'd jump over to Lotus's house. Gator said, what we having? I'm hungry. Hey, BBT.
Baby.
Leather says,
Car charm, my beloved.
car charm, my beloved. All right. Lotus said, bite me. He called it, dude. Number love, man. I'm just playing. Leather said, the wonderful Nissan. New Zealand said, buy a Nissan All-American bolts nuts will strip more than a nut you will ever. Oh, excuse me. Carlos said, I had French toast with chipotle seasoning for brisket. Layla Girl says, we're not having duck.
We are not having duck.
That's what I said. Did I?
Oh, yeah, no, I was reading.
Oh.
So.
Letter said, no pasta for Hyundai haters. Daryl said, 48 likes. Give him a pass. Get him past 52. Hit the like and subscribe. Yes, that'd be nice. I would really appreciate it. Boggy said, hey, hello, Boggy. Daryl said, I don't like pasta. I'm good. Lotus. John Deere said, hit the like button, guys, please. Yes. John Deere said, Boggy. Leather said, New Zealand. Do the nuns
You can't.
in Canada as the lightning strikes
Mine.
temples.
You can't, or?
I don't know. There's something I'm missing in that one, I believe. But anyway, Hugh said, hello, Boggy. Lotus said, fine. Your family can have a plate, but no garlic bread.
No, you skipped Hue on accident.
Did I?
It's the body of a Kia, and
Oh, I'm sorry. I did. Hugh says body of a Kia and the engine of a Hyundai. I'll get.
I get
Pasta.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You
Let's see.
garlic
Boggy
bread,
said I'm good. I'm getting tired of pasta anyway. Layla girl says y'all don't know how hard ducks are to raise until you have two and find out one's a goose.
That's probably why you had a hard time raising.
Yeah. Lotus says I have a pack of chicken wings too. Sean said I want to buy Hyundai Sinatra,
No,
but no, but some people say they don't buy from U.S., buy from Korea. I can't tell you.
We don't buy them.
I think. Yep.
Yeah.
The microwave guy says rate my truck. It's a 71 GMC 2500 with a 454 big block. I can tell you already, I like it as a 10. When you done said enough for me. 71 GMC 2500 and big block. That's all. Enough said. Hugh says roll on the ground, laugh my ass off. Lotus. 18 people, 48 thumbs up. Carlos said, come visit me, Lotus. I'll show you the best pasta you've ever tasted. New Zealand said, on the 94 Pathfinder, trying to strip more bolts than the stripper has. There you go. Boggy says, damn, my chest hurts like a biatch. Oh, okay. John Deere said, Nickel Pony, I'll work on your song tonight. Letter said, thus, electrifying, be charmed, holy.
It's weird. I read it. I don't really know what it means. I don't think he's talking about.
I don't know exactly what you're trying to say there. Hugh said, big block, it's awesome already. That's right. Hey, y'all, touch my lucky thingy. Have you been on? Give us a look.
Yeah.
I wonder if Randy Madison is. There's 49. Let's see. Boggy says, that hurt. I don't know why. John Deere says, hit that like button, guys, please.
What happened? What happened?
Leather said, what did you do? Leather says, I was just a boy. You see, I plead the sympathy for the. That's a movie or something, I think he's trying to say.
I think it's either a movie or I'm thinking of Elden Ring for some reason.
Daryl said, what you up to, Buggy? Buggy says, kind of struggle to breathe. New Zealand says, mate is a Kia Rio, never had a service, been trashed through, been driven on the beach, had a few dings in the door, done, it moved, done over 200,000 KMS, kilometers. Cool. Sean says, how can you get U.S. citizenship? I have no idea. I got mine when I was born. I have no idea how to get it.
Yeah.
Lotus said, stress-induced panic attack. New Zealand said, my ad never had a wash too. Boggy says, I don't know, I was working when my chest started to hurt like the hell. That's not good. Boggy said, stress, I feel no stress though.
Yeah, you might. You never know. Even if you don't think you feel it, you might
Yeah.
feel it.
Daryl said, is your back out, Boggy? Sean said, hi, hello. There we go. Yep. 20 people, 52 thumbs up. Thank y'all. Lotus says, are your arms numb?
No.
Boggy said no and no.
You must be saying no to me.
Let's see. Lotus says you'll be okay. Walk it off.
He knows everything.
Boggy says falls asleep though.
Well, yeah.
Means you need to rest. No, I'm playing. I have no idea. I'm not a doctor. I'm not even studying to be like a doctor. John Deere said hit the like button, guys, please. Gator said Boggy, need to call an ambulance.
No.
Let's see. Jane said, do you hear? Do your ears hang low? Let me tell. I think that's a song too. Daryl said, "Where's Kane?" He's right back here asleep, right behind Justin.
Going bad.
John Deere said, "Okay, Pee Wee Herman." James said, "Do the wobble, do the wobble, wobble, wobble." Gator said, "Sounds like my heart attack." Kabagi says, "Not anymore, it doesn't hurt." Usually said, "Still works and drives like new. Car will never have a service. We tested to see how long the engine lasts." Layla Girl says, "Boggy might want to get that checked out, bud." Daryl said, "To and from, question mark." Carlos said, "You could have a blood clot, Boggy." Boggy says, "I'll be alright. I don't know." Daryl said, "So did he sleep in the bed last night?" "No, he stayed in the building. I shut him off so he's up to the top part where the big block is, and he stayed up there last night. You know, right behind the big block there's a little room. I made him a bed in there." Layla's got footprints. Gator said, "Chest pains and hard breathing. Go to the hospital." James said, "Boggy, you're too young for a heart attack." Sean said, "Are you been in the Army?" "I have not. I did not serve."
This boy's getting
Lotus
tired.
said, "Don't give Olivia a reason to drag you up to the hospital. She will enjoy it." John Deere says, "Got to go. My premiere is about to start later. Good night, everybody. Come check out my premiere." Daryl said, "Jane, mine was at 40. Boggy said, "Yeah, way to go. Way too young. It could have been a cramp in my chest." Leather said, "See how the serfs work in the ground, and they will give it all they've got, and they give it all they've gotten, and you'll give it all you got until you're down." Ha 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 ha. James said, "Boggy is in his 20s. Carlos says, "Can you be a teen and have a stroke, Jane?"
Yeah.
Boggy said late 20s, but yes. Boggy says, "Like I said, I'll be alright." New Zealand said, "Boggy, go to the hospital. I'm a first responder. It's not a good sign, man." James said, "Yes, Carlo, but not in a healthy."
Yeah.
Gator said, "Not with hard breathing. I'm being serious. Little worried here, Boggy." Sean said, "Is military service in America voluntary?" "Yes."
Unless there's a draft. But yeah.
Well, there's not, but yes, it's voluntary. I did hear some stories about that if you've been in trouble under a certain age and you've been in jail or prison, I heard that they're trying to make that so you automatically go into the service. If you want to cause trouble, they're gonna get you to cause trouble in the military. But
No, really.
yeah, if you want to fight, they're gonna give you a reason to fight. But now that don't mean it's happening yet. But I heard there's a chance of it, or there's talk about it. Daryl said, "Did King sleep in the bed or the floor last night, Randy?" You must not have heard me. You know where the big block is, Daryl? I left him in the building last night, and right behind the big block, there's a little room. I made him a bed in there, and that's where he stayed. He stayed in the building last night. Carlos said, "A healthy teen dropped dead from heart attack. Jane, I've seen it." Layla says,
That's
"He probably stayed at the shop, Daryl." "He did." Layla said, "Kane." Boggy said, "It could either be a heart attack or a chest cramp right near the lung, and my money is on the latter. I've had a few." Let us just see how the brain plays around and you fall asleep. A hole you couldn't see, you fall inside a hole inside of someone. Help me understand what's going on inside my mind. Doctor, I can't tell if I'm not.
Oh, that's
Me.
gotta be-
It's got, man, I don't know, it sounds like he's running in circles. Where am I at here?
You're at 758 or 759, right?
I've just lost something in my mind. Oh, yeah, okay, never mind. Daryl said, "That's cool." New Zealand said, "My friend had a stroke in his late 20s, early 30s. Daryl said, "Good place for him. Guard dog." Yes, that's kind of what it is, and he could see right out the windows on the door where we done the burnouts. Hugh said he looks like a good boy. He is. You would never think he'd only been with us a little over 24 hours. Boggy said, I'm too young and healthy for a heart attack. Layla said, what kind of dog is Kane? Great Dane. James said the leather is doing a song. Daryl said, Great Dane. Sean says, I can't understand that why you are reading all comments. Because I feel it's getting in touch with everybody, and y'all, if y'all can come in and write them, I can read them and acknowledge everybody. When I go to somebody's live and I speak and nobody speaks back, I'll leave because I just believe I want you to know that I know you're here. Boggy says, minus a broken finger, but it doesn't indicate a heart attack. Lotus says, guard dog, he might lick them to death. You walk in here, you won't think so.
I mean, unless if you're me or...
Daryl said, how's the doing in the potty training? He tried to tell us yesterday, he's been going outside every time but he tried to tell us, and before I could get the leash on him, he did pee, and then overnight he did use the bathroom in where I had some oil dry down, but outside of that, he's went outside every time, and he's told us.
Wait, did you go pee on the oil dry?
Pooped.
Oh, right, like...
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's kind of like a litter box. So yeah, he's doing great. Leda says, I used to have a pit bull named Max. Boggy said, New Zealand said, Boggy, I've got plenty of heart attacks. A few people throw in the 20s, and it wasn't good first responder things, I guess. Leather says, when it grows bright, the practice starts marvel having through the body comment and look at your right. Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Daryl said he will be catch on quick. He will. And we got to learn him too. He's got, when he tries to tell us, we got to know what he's meaning.
He lifted his leg up like he was peeing on me.
He's sleepy right there.
He was leaning on right here again.
You said if we catch up there and he doesn't like me, he's defensive. All dogs like me except defensive dogs. Layla says he was black and white and super young. All right, everybody, it's 8 o'clock. I do have a video to make. I appreciate everybody coming in here and yeah, Daryl says he will train you well, Randy. That's right. But y'all have a good day, good night whenever you're watching this. And I appreciate everybody coming in and giving me likes. It looks like we're going to finish with 52 tonight. So thank y'all. And y'all remember, keep it silly. Thank you.